Today we'll be discussing the Ariel School UFO incident. But first, we'll introduce you to John Mack and look at his long and distinguished career, culminating by becoming the department head of the Harvard Medical School. Then, we'll discuss an incident that occurred in September of 1994 to 62 students in Zimbabwe. We'll talk about what they experienced and John Mack's investigation into the matter. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you never expected to hear us discuss a Pulitzer Prize / Nobel Peace Prize winning Harvard Medical School department head on this show, stick around. Maybe this show is more upscale than you thought. Nah, who am I kidding? This is Necronomipod.
On beams of light, they were embarrassed, ashamed to come forward about it.
And you don't think these were wild dreams,
not at all. These are very solid people, healthy, mentally healthy people. And the only thing I knew that behaves like that is real experience. This is not the way dreams behave. This is not the way mental illness behaves. It's not the way fantasy behaves. Some kind of real experience is occurring to these people. But if this is a real experience, that is some kind of entities, beings, intelligences are entering our world and affecting hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people according to polls, then this is something really worth looking at. So that's what I've been trying to do, is get people at least look at it, think about
it. Well, so a couple things to talk about off the top here. I've seen or heard that there's been more and more comments and questions about people wanting to know how we all met, which I feel like is the most common question we get asked.
Who's asking us? Like bail bondsmen? And,
yeah, probably. Well, so my point is, I think it's time to refresh everybody who may not be in the know. Who would like to tell the story? Should I tell it? One of you guys want to tell it?
Well, you guys met first.
Mike and I were doing a bid 10 to 15 for armed robbery, and then no, that's not what happened.
We were gangbanging. No, literally each other. These gangbangs in the cell.
We were at the glory hole and Ian brought his then girlfriend.
So Dave and I met. We used to be direct neighbors, like literally lived next to each other. That's how we met.
That's true.
Became friends. And then Ian moved into our neighborhood down the road, and we met him through our. You lived right behind our friend Jared from Just Brew Coffee.
Right.
And he introduced you to us at like a hangout or something, like a neighborhood hangout.
Yeah, when I met him, for some reason I brought up WWE. He was like, "Oh, there's this guy that lives down the road that loves WWE. He's got some replica belts and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
Replica, pal. I won those
real
shoot competitions, various grappling and fisticuff contests.
Who doesn't bring up their love of WWE the first time they meet a new neighbor?
Look, I'll be honest, I usually don't. But in this case, I'm glad Ian did. Because then the first time we hang out, Jared's like, "Oh, you got to meet this guy. He loves fucking wrestling and MMA." And I'm a big MMA fan too. So he introduced us.
He's like, "Oh, you got a coffee company? Do you like wrestling though?"
Yeah, Ian's like, "Big whoop. But what are your thoughts on Shawn Michaels' tights? What do you think about his match against Mankind at Mind Games in October of 1996? September of 1996, excuse me. I apologize to Mick Foley and Shawn Michaels for that error. So Ian and I met. We became friends and started hanging out quite a bit, watching wrestling, UFCs, drinking beers, getting stuck in snowstorms, raising all kinds of hell. And then I don't know. How did you guys actually meet?
I think I was gone by then. We had moved out.
You had enough of my hillbilliness living next door. And all the girls that come and go from my house.
Like it's a pimp next door. I can't take all this.
It's only a matter of time before my wife's over there.
I got scared and I left town. No, but then we ended up moving back like a year later. And then you introduced me to Ian. Like, who's this guy with the hand tattoos, man? What's his deal?
Who's this fucking guy?
I think it was at like a UFC thing.
Yeah, Mike's house.
Yeah.
And you're not, I mean, you'd be the first to admit you're not outwardly friendly.
No, I'm
meet
not.
New people, so I didn't have too much to say at first. And I'm like,
people usually think I'm an asshole.
Because you're just a quiet guy.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm kidding. I'm not really judgy like that. So I like the hand tattoos.
Right. Well, and what's funny about the dynamic though is Ian's like a quiet, reserved guy, especially when you're around a big group of people or new people. Mm-hmm. And Dave and I were both very familiar with that whole group. And Dave and I can be very loud and aggressive and vulgar. And
That's true.
Kind of in your face. So, and you, Dave, when you came to my house for that UFC, you were around everyone you knew. It was all your old neighbor buddies.
Sure.
So you're probably being, loud, having fun, talking. And Ian's probably sitting there like, oh God, I got to get the fuck out of here. I need to go call my raccoon buddies. I need to rendezvous at the Speedway. But so I guess that's how we all met. And then, I was at Ian's house almost every weekend hanging out. We would watch some wrestling or UFCs, drink some beers. And he was eventually like, hey, I want to start this podcast. You want to come over and drink some beers and I'll tell you some stories? And I was like, fuck yeah. And then we recruited Dave from there to be the third.
Well, we sent it to him to give us his opinion on it.
We recorded one, didn't we?
Right, the one
just
that
me and you.
Just me and you, yeah.
Like, I think you guys need my help here.
I know what will fix this. Me. I will take 50%. You guys share the other 25. And I will help you make this podcast successful. And so that's how it all started.
That's it. 3 years ago.
And then now, Ian, you're still in that same neighborhood, same crib. Dave and I have both moved to Dave and I now live, 10 or 11 houses away from each other.
Something like that.
In our own neighborhood. And, a 5-minute drive from Ian's house. So that's the story. That's the updated
That's where
story.
we're at, yeah.
Somebody mark this down. So if anyone else asks how we met, we can tell them it was the fucking Ariel School UFOs.
I like the glory hole story much better, though.
Maybe each time we answer this, we can come up with a whole new thing. And just as a shoot, just tell it straight up. Being like, well, Dave and Ian, were at the gas station and both reached for the last vape pen or something.
That's right.
Touched hands. They both realized they were tatted up from wrist to shoulder. Dun, 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 dun. As a take my breath away moment. So, all right. Well, I hope that answers the question.
Good story.
Was it? It was all right.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the truth. So, hope you liked it.
Not that exciting.
Also, we have recently been getting a ton of feedback from listeners with requests for topics or things that they recommend we check out. If you are interested in submitting a request, please send it to inquiries@necronomipod.com. That is that's where we keep track of all of our requests. That's the easiest way for us to do it. If you send it to us in a comment or in a DM on the social medias, there is a good chance we are going to lose track of it because, we get a lot of messages and comments and stuff. So the easiest way to get across to us or let us know what you want us to cover in the future or add to our list, because I think we have, about 5 to 6 years worth of content right now on our list?
At least.
Yeah. Right.
It's just easier if it goes to one place.
And so if we can funnel it to one place, that's the easiest. So we would appreciate inquiries@necronomipod.com. Send it there. We'll add it to our spreadsheet. And that's not necessarily to say it's going to go to the end of the line. When it comes time for us to make our schedule, we kind of just scroll through the list and pick out what we want. You never know if you request something, it might just pop up, sooner than you expect.
Yeah, right. If you're looking for something else, it's gloryhole@nomipod.com. That's
right.
It's the other mailbox.
Different kind of request.
You're looking to meet like-minded people. We'll put you together.
Right.
Glory hole.
So again, inquiries@necronomipod.com. Send us any requests or stories you think we should check out. Send it to us there. We appreciate it. That's all I got. I ranted for a while.
Good opening, Mike. Very informative.
I tried.
Now we got the 411 on that. Everything that's going on.
How we all met. Yeah, there it is. Anyways, I'm going to say off the top, I'm not even going to wait for the end. I'm excited about this story tonight. This is a good one. This is a fun one. And I really enjoy when we cover UFO/abduction stories that I believe. And this is one of them.
Wow. Way to lead off there.
I'm not going to wait for the end because I'll probably be, my comments throughout will probably let people know how I feel. So I just figured I'd come out on top and say this. I'm excited for this one.
I think it's a really interesting story. I'm with you. When I first saw The title, I thought maybe that's where you went to college, the Ariel School, and it was the unclean female orifice incident UFO. Then, it was an actual UFO as I read a
story about me.
further. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that one. That's a bonus show. That'll be a bonus show.
I'm like, I never heard of this incident before.
I don't know. This is
It's a cool one, yeah.
Damn good one. And you have a very prominent, well-accredited individual who kind of puts it all on the line here in this story. And I don't know. That adds a lot to it for me.
Yeah, and when we'll talk about it, he definitely didn't have to put all of his, his reputation on the line.
Yeah.
To do any of this.
He's a distinguished, head of Harvard Medical School. Anyway, well, I'll let you tell the story. You might be able to tell it a little bit better than I can.
So the guy we were just talking about, this episode is almost as much about John E. Mack as it is about the Ariel School incident.
John E., not Johnny.
Right, John E.
Got it.
Period.
It's clarifying.
Mack. As it is about the Ariel School incident. Like Stanton Friedman or J. Allen Hynek, John Mack was the real deal. In 1977, he was awarded the Pulitzer Prize for his book titled A Prince of Our Disorder, which was a biography on Colonel Thomas Edward Lawrence.
You know who that is?
I looked at it briefly because I was going to bring it up, but I don't remember. So
T.E. Lawrence of Arabia, who led in the Arab Revolt during World War I.
Okay.
Really interesting guy. I'm like, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. If you've never seen the movie Lawrence of Arabia, really cool.
That same year, he became the department head at Harvard Medical School, specializing in child psychiatry. A couple years later, in 1985, John Mack was one of the key speakers of a group that was aimed toward disarming nuclear weapons worldwide, and that group was given the Nobel Peace Prize.
How many people have won the Pulitzer and Nobel Prize? It's probably not a very large group, right?
I would imagine.
It's going to be very small.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Which, again, sets the stage for who this guy is.
Yeah, this isn't...
For what we're about to get into. This isn't just some Joe Schmo, I'm a scientist or I'm a professor, whatever. This is... Yeah. This guy comes with accreditation.
It's not Billy Bob from Gulfstream, Florida. What was his name?
Rolling through the fucking bushes naked, shooting at the sky.
Ed Walters.
Well, yeah. It's a legitimate dude here.
Well, yeah, I would go as far to say more accomplished than Stanton Friedman or J. Allen Hynek. And not to take anything away from them. Those are astrophysicists and nuclear physicists.
Yeah.
But John Mack is...
Pulitzer Prize, Nobel Peace Prize. He is by far the most, I think, distinguished and accredited that we have ever discussed in an alien episode. This guy has a lot to lose, given what we're going to talk about.
He's almost the Philip Klass's level as far as being a great person.
Almost, though, but almost. Not quite, right?
Ian's nemesis, Philip Klass.
Get him all fired up. It's like, what was the triple threat cage match I brought up the one day? It was us three in a Hell in a Cell against Philip Klass, Keith Raniere, and who was his nemesis?
Who's my nemesis?
I can't remember.
Makes two of us.
I just remember I said, do Philip Klass off the top of the Hell in a Cell like Mick Foley.
Oh, boy.
In the late 80s, John Mack met Bud Hopkins. Bud Hopkins is another classic character in the world of UFOs. He was a regular on Coast to Coast. Bud Hopkins does not have any credits. He's an artist turned UFO investigator. Bud will be a future episode, but he really brought the alien abduction phenomena to the mainstream world, specifically in two books he published in the 80s, Missing Time and Intruders. John said after meeting Bud, quote, I assume that both he and his subjects must be mentally disturbed, for the phenomena lies outside the range of realities that are possible in the Western world view.
So it kind of goes back to the mainstream view of people who've suffered this sort of, abduction, right?
You're crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of like where Mike's disparaging views on Betty Hill originate, from that same twisted, terrible mindset.
I mean, she was a crack whore.
So offensive.
John Mack went on to say, quote, little by little, I got drawn into this and I was referred to cases. By the beginning of June of 1990, I had worked with approximately 55 individuals, 41 of whom fulfilled the strict criteria for an abduction case, which include being taken by strange humanoid creatures into an enclosure, a UFO, and subjected to a variety of procedures. My cases included children as young as 2 years old. The oldest person is 57. It struck me how ordinary these people are. I have housewives, clerks, prison guards, a chef, and a Boston restaurant. There have been numerous psychological studies of these individuals. None has discovered any psychopathology in great degree that could account for the experience.
That says a lot.
Dave, how far from Boston were you born?
I don't know, 10, 15 miles. I was born in Methuen, Massachusetts. So
Maybe you knew this guy. This chef. Maybe you knew. Maybe your parents knew him.
It's possible. I really missed out on that cool accent though, because I moved here when I was.
It's not cool, man.
I think
Boston
it's cool.
and New York accents, I can't.
I like New York accents.
I can't do them.
I like the Boston accent.
I find both of them more obnoxious than the Southern accent.
Really?
Now, that's a big surprise coming from like a NASCAR fan, but I can't do that. I think those accents are so awful.
I feel like I could have been in Good Will Hunting if I would have been born with that accent.
I mean, right now you're already a better actor than Ben Affleck. So just you and Matt Damon go make some good shit. You would be a better Batman, Dave, than Ben Affleck.
Really?
Just your fucking salt and pepper beard hanging out of the Batman thing. I'd fucking watch that. Like you got a little bit of that beer gut hanging out. Like that's my Batman. Fuck yeah.
I don't think I ever even watched the Ben Affleck Batman.
No, who would?
I didn't.
Why the
I don't
fuck would
wanna see
anybody
that.
do that ever?
He was in the Batman versus Superman one too.
I didn't watch that either.
I would rather watch the fucking Twilight Batman than fucking Ben Affleck Batman.
It's supposed to be real good.
The Twilight one?
Yeah.
Can you imagine like a side by side?
Here we go, Twilight again.
No, can you
Robert
imagine
Pattinson, they can't do anything else.
a side by side of Christian Bale like method acting as like Bruce Wayne Batman next to like fucking Dave as Bruce Wayne Batman?
Oh, good for you.
Like, look at this fucking Batman. Is he ever sober? Does he just drink whiskey all day? You like fucking grab the Joker by the collar. He's like, why is there whiskey on your breath? Fuck you. Throw him over whatever Batman does.
I'm eating a Big Mac. I'm like, how's your can of tuna and an apple, Christian Bale? You fuck.
Fucking Big Mac sauce dripping down the front of the Batman costume. What is it? Alfred's like, dude, you gotta stop. Our dry cleaning bill is getting out of hand here.
Can't fit in your fucking suit anymore.
Fucking Batmobile's littered with like fish fillet, sandwich, McRib cartons.
John Mack started using hypnotic regression to pull out memories of what happened during missing time that his subjects encountered. What he found was very similar to Barney Hill. These people were absolutely terrified describing what happened to them. He also noted that the pictures drawn under hypnosis of who was abducting the subjects would create that terrified response from other subjects. John said, quote, "The response struck me as something that could only occur if something real and not imaginary had happened to them. Dreams do not work like that. People do not respond to another's dreams that way. So something in me said there is something going on here that I do not understand."
So showing the drawings of one abductee to another, and they're like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like scare,
Yeah.
like that's why I said Barney Hill. Remember how he was screaming on his on the hypnosis tapes? That's the kind of response that John Mack was getting.
It's crazy when it's just happening consistently.
And it's refreshing to see a medical professional not just dismiss that out of hand, Just like a Harvard,
Like I kind of buried Bud Hopkins earlier, since like he had no credentials, and that's true. I mean, he was just an artist, but
He invented Bud Light.
his first book, Missing Time, was a really good case study on the abduction phenomena, and him and John Mack got along really well, and
look, people become experts in different ways. I mean,
he was always on Coast to Coast too.
I don't remember that name.
Yeah,
Okay.
with Art.
Some of those cohorts of John Mack at Harvard Medical School should maybe take the same view of Eastern medicine and not dismiss it out of hand. they're prone to.
Perhaps.
John Mack eventually found a pattern with these subjects in regard to information they were given during the abductions. Almost always the abductee was warned of environmental disasters that would be caused by humans, like change the way you're living or you're going to destroy the planet. He found that a lot of them were shown visions of destroyed areas hit with nuclear weapons or polluted water and air, with life struggling to survive. Then, after the abductee has been shown these visions over multiple abductions, they form a bond or like a sense of love with the beings that are abducting them. They're terrified of the way their abductors look physically, but they have this spiritual awakening that almost always leads to the abductee leaving their old life and job behind to pursue environmental activism.
Wow. Like, I was going to question why would they, I guess, abduct these just ordinary citizens and not more prominent people who are actually in a position to take action on these sorts of things, reflecting or, affecting climate change. Like Billy Bob from Southern Ohio is not getting us into the Paris Climate Agreement. But if they actually do go out and change their life and like pursue this course of action as their career, maybe that makes sense.
These are the little people, the ones who are going to causing
Like
the damage.
grassroots effort.
Right, not the one changing the laws, the one that just changed their day-to-day lives. But also, why are they doing that? Why do the aliens give a shit?
That's the unexplained phenomenon.
Right. Why is that what they're doing with these people?
Well, if it's interdimensional, technically they would be living right next to us. We just can't see them because our brains cannot process it.
So they have something to gain by the planet living longer, being around longer.
The way I understand it, yeah.
I mean, they just haven't evolved. They're more evolved than us, and they have a higher purpose and actually care about humanity.
But can you imagine, like, if we figured that out, we'd be like, no, we're not going to fucking tell anyone else. Like, I don't give a shit about you. Like, we are a shit race of people here on this planet. Like, we're not going to go fucking help other people. Like, why? What? I was just watching the finale of Seinfeld, The Good Samaritan Law. Like, what? That's a law? Like, you don't go fucking help someone. Like, who cares?
They're laughing at him. He's getting carjacked. That fat guy. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I think the story leads to interdimensional stuff as well.
But it's interesting. If that's what it is, then is that their motivation, the aliens, for coming here and telling people, like, hey, straighten the fuck up. You're going to kill your planet.
That is the most common theme across all alien abductions almost. Is
pollution and nuclear war.
Yeah, is that you're ruining the planet. There, and there's the other things with like the sexual tests and all that kind of shit that we've talked about. But even in those ones, there's always this theme of you're destroying the planet. This is what's going to happen. Not telling people how to fix it. There's never any... At least as far as I've read, there's never anything like saying, here's how you can fix the problem. It's just that the way you're going in life, you are going to...
Early warning system.
It's like a paranormal version of a fable, Dave.
I could get behind that, yeah. Something like that.
Yet you believe these ones, not those ones.
These have actual eyewitnesses.
I agree. I agree. Just want to be on record. I agree.
Hey, I believe in Aesop's fables, okay?
The other thing that people, or that gets brought up along the lines of us ruining the planet, is that the alien phenomena, like the UFO phenomena, just spiked right when we tested the nuclear bomb, the atom bomb, for the first time. As soon as we figured that out, it seemed like UFO
aliens
reports
were watching from afar, like, oh no, fuck these people. We got to go do something right now.
There's so many sightings around nuclear plants, like the Rendlesham Forest one. Those UFOs both nights were real interested in the nuclear stuff there.
That's an interesting parallel. Okay. The thing about climate change is we're never going to destroy the planet. I mean, we're going to destroy ourselves. The planet will be fine. It'll come back. Like, it's the people.
Oh, we're going to die. Yeah. We're fine.
We're going to kill ourselves. The planet's going to be absolutely fine.
Even if we fuck up the atmosphere?
It'll come back. I don't think the planet's at risk. Based on what I've read.
What did we talk about last week on the bonus show on patreon.com/necronomipod on Hollow Moon? Like the 1 in a million chance that we were given life on this planet And we're like, fuck it. Let's burn it down. Who gives a shit? That's literally going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing about the point of no return for a long time. We're clearly not going to do anything about it. So just stop talking about it. We already decided we're going to let the planet burn. So no more need to talk about it. We're like, yeah, we don't care. Okay. I'm not going to be here. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll be dead.
Whatever.
Fuck. Yeah.
Planet's going to be fine.
My
Planet will come back.
great grandkids? Fuck them. Not my problem.
So about that whole bond in this the spiritual awakening people, almost all of these people have, John Mack wrote, quote, "There's this feeling of interspecies connecting on a very powerful level. This phenomena has challenged our sense of reality more powerfully than almost anything else I'm aware of. But the absolute cardinal sin of the Western mind, and the thing that will drive my colleagues crazy and probably end up getting me in trouble, is that there can be traffic across those barriers, is that the spiritual world can enter the physical world. Yet that is precisely what this phenomena indicates to us."
So that indicates the interdimensional stuff.
Yeah, that's where John Mack stands on this.
You know what else has a strong feeling of interspecies connection?
What's that?
Bestiality.
I bet so. Have you ever been banged out by a gorilla?
No.
Put on your bucket list, pal. Put on your bucket list.
Like Mr. Hands, when that horse enters you and pulls your colon out with his big giant penis, that's a feeling of interconnectedness. Or so I've read.
As someone who has pulled out innards, don't recommend. Don't recommend that. The giving or the receiving end, don't recommend.
Either way is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a no-win situation.
Okay. Thanks for the warning.
You can't finish when someone's innards are out, Dave. You can't finish. It's tough.
Seen a couple of prolapsed rectums in your day, huh?
I don't want to get in specifics, but I think everyone knows here what I'm talking about. We're all adults.
Rectum? I just met him.
I have that tattoo on my lower back, actually.
Some interesting conversations here that I did not expect to get into. I saw interspecies, though. And how do you not talk about bestiality?
Well, in all fairness, you started this one. And Ian has actually a really good story. I feel bad interrupting that because this is a fucking great story.
I agree. I'm going to be quiet now for the rest of the night. Ian, go ahead.
Yeah, me too. Bye.
John Mack's research in the abduction phenomenon took him all over the world, but his most famous case was in 1994 with the Ariel School incident in Ruwa, Zimbabwe. UFO sightings in southern Africa were going wild in the 1990s, almost like Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Like something opened up over that area.
That's Mothman for people that aren't familiar.
Correct, and there was a ton of UFO sightings leading up to Mothman. Some of the notable sightings that get brought up leading to the school incident: April 7th, 1991, at 11:15 p.m., a UFO very similar to the Phoenix Lights was seen hovering in the sky by multiple people. It had white lights around the outside and a single red light in the middle of the bottom of the craft. The next 2 nights, the object was seen again by multiple people, but this time it was a couple towns over. It was always moving slowly or just hovering, and it was just like it was gradually checking out a pretty large portion of South Africa.
South Africa, Nelson Mandela, alive in 1991, yes or no?
Yes.
Of course. Till 2013 he was alive. Mandela effect. Stop it.
More on that on patreon.com/Necronomipod.
On November 18th, 1993, at about 10:15 p.m., multiple people in the town of Sasolburg witnessed a slow-moving UFO hovering over their town. People said that it was round, and the best way that they could describe it was like a water droplet, like it was morphing and changing colors. Around the outside of the object, residents said that there was a yellowish-orange aura, and then all of a sudden, there was a large flash of light, and the object was gone. Then about 3 minutes later, the object reappeared, this time giving off a blue light before shooting straight upwards out of sight.
Have we heard that description before, like a water droplet? I feel like we have.
Skinwalker Ranch, when the Shermans were on the ranch before Robert Bigelow bought it, that was one of their things, was they kept seeing these orbs flying around. And then one time they came up close enough to stop, and it was morphing, like there was water inside of it.
Okay. That was completely interdimensional stuff going on there, based on the guy crawling out of that fucking hole in the middle of the ranch. Holy shit.
These sightings get pointed out too, these ones, because multiple people are seeing these. Like this is like whole villages of people are seeing.
Not a lone
stuff.
wolf after having 10 beers.
Right.
Everyone sees it.
In late March through April of 1994, UFO sightings were almost a daily and nightly occurrence. In between the start of the 1994 flap of sightings and the Ariel School incident, the town of De Brogge had a very credible sighting and potential close encounter. At 2:20 a.m., a Mrs. Erasmus reported a hovering UFO to the police, which the police officer who responded to her call confirmed that he saw the UFO as well. Supposedly, Mrs. Erasmus took a video of the UFO, but I couldn't find it anywhere online, but that's what the police report says.
Seems like Mrs. Erasmus erased it. Say that 3 times in a row. So stupid.
About 6 hours later in Coligny, a farmer named Jan Pinar encountered a landed UFO that blocked the road for close to 5 minutes. This was a rural back road, so there weren't any other witnesses, but Jan said that his truck engine cut off and he felt like he was stuck in that spot until the UFO took off. He said it was a small silver, rounded disc-shaped object, and when it took off, it was silent, but that it had the same morphing color feature as the previous sightings. The police were called out, and they were able to verify that the ground was burnt in the area where Jan said the UFO was.
So felt like he was stuck, meaning he physically couldn't move.
Right, like he was paralyzed.
Imagine on just a country road and you're driving home, you're like, oh, it's a UFO. And oh, now my engine shut off. And oh, now I can't move at all. It's pretty scary.
In a word, yes. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
it's not good. I don't think that would be a great experience.
Am I getting anal probed or what's going on here? What's the delay? If you're going to probe me, get probing. Don't make me wait for it.
At least let me stretch first. Very tight. Never, I'm open to new ideas. I'm very liberal, but let's be honest. Never been intruded before in the back door. Let me do some stretches first, at least. Maybe lube up. That's what I'd be asking them.
Sure, of course you would. It's only fair.
Next thing you know, they're fucking Barney Hilling me.
Barney Hilling me.
Then in the town of Lindley, which is a significant distance southeast from Coligny, multiple people saw the same UFO slowly hover across their town, and the residents who were wearing watches reported that all of their watches stopped as the UFO passed by.
So it's a bunch of people seeing it.
Yeah, it's this clustered area of South Africa. It's not even really clustered. It's hours-long drives between these places that they're all seeing this UFO popping up.
Did authorities ever undertake any investigation or?
Nothing too significant.
Kind of turbulent times over there, I guess, in the early 90s. So they had better things to do.
And guys, we haven't even gotten to the story that we're discussing tonight.
It's a good build-up.
I'm just saying. It's about to go down.
I think people tend to think, when you hear UFO stories, like it's all in this country, but because that's mostly what we talk about, because that's where we're from. But
well, because we're fucking stuck up, arrogant Americans. It didn't happen to us. It doesn't exist.
That's part of it. I mean, we talk about Rendlesham Forest in the UK and stuff, but for the most
they're
part,
fucking drunk and watching football all day and rooting for Manchester United or whoever the fuck they root for. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
The point being,
all of our international listeners.
The point being, there appear to be UFO sightings all over the world. And us American-centric folks don't realize that sometimes. Is the point I was trying to make.
We're fucking morons. We really are morons. Like, Oh, we're so full of ourselves.
Well, we are a little full of ourselves.
But for real, I mean, we invented the Big Mac, right?
And the internet.
Yeah, so you're welcome. You're welcome, planet Earth.
So that brings us to the Ariel School incidents. It happened in Ruwa, Zimbabwe, which is a small agricultural area. At the time, Ruwa wasn't an official town. It was just like this in-between area on the way to the capital, and people just gave it a name. As far as Ariel School goes, it was a very expensive private school, and it was a very diverse group of students from different races. But these were all, it was not, I wouldn't say boarding school, but it was very strict, everything perfect.
Okay. Well, Mike and I can relate. We went to a very expensive high school. Very exclusive.
A humble brag over here. This guy.
I'm in public school like a plebe.
Yeah. Your city couldn't even afford ovens to cook their pizzas.
That's right.
No. This is how everyone eats pizza. Here, it's a Lunchable with just everything thrown on fucking top of a fucking stale cracker. No, this is pizza. I promise you, this is how everyone eats it. Go adjust to the world now. Good luck. Society welcomes you. Now this guy fucking is hanging out with raccoons at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just saying.
Are you saying that the people in Steubenville aren't prepared for the outside world because of their pizza taste?
Look, have you been to Steubenville?
I have been to Steubenville.
Do you think they're prepared for the outside world?
Point taken. I love how we just sit here and look at Ian and make fun of Steubenville where he's from. Like, we don't care.
You guys associate me with it too hard. It's not like that.
Oh, you mean like being associated with country music, pal? That I don't even fucking listen to? And you guys associate me to that? Yeah, welcome to the club.
Maybe we get Tracy Lords on the show someday talking about Steubenville.
Is there enough there to cover for?
I just want to talk to Tracy Lords. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Bring some pizza, but
that's right.
We'll cook it in Dave's oven, and then we'll bring it down here and eat.
So the incident itself happened around 10 a.m. on September 16th, 1994, when 62 students ages 6 to 12 years old were outside for like a mid-morning recess. The whole encounter lasted 15 minutes, and afterwards the kids came running back to the school in a mass panic, to which the teachers thought that they were pulling a prank or something. That night, the kids went home and told their parents about what they had seen, which resulted in the parents contacting the school the next day for an explanation as to what happened. South African investigator Cynthia Hind heard through the grapevine that a bunch of kids saw something unbelievable. It was a UFO with occupants that came out of the craft and approached them. Word of Cynthia's investigation made its way to John Mack, and in November of 1994, John Mack and anthropologist Dominique Kalomanopoulos flew to Ruwa to officially document the case for John's research.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Relationships can take work, especially the most important one you can have in your life, your relationship with yourself. A lot of us will drop anything to go help someone we care about. We'll go out of our way to treat other people well. But how often do we give ourselves the same treatment? Whether it be exercising, putting down your phone for a while, having a chat with a close friend, or just simply taking a nap, we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves just as you would take care of a friend. And with that in mind, this month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you that you matter just as much as everyone else does, and therapy is a great way to make sure you show up for yourself. Your mental health should be taken seriously. Nothing can cripple your day or stunt your motivation more than feeling depressed, anxious, or sad. We all have a lot to deal with in our daily lives, be it the struggles of work, keeping food on your table, or even paying the bills. Your mental health is one area that you shouldn't have to worry about. Whether life currently has you down or you're feeling unfulfilled, we're all experiencing our own form of strain on our mental health. And for that, BetterHelp is here for us. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you could be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Necronomipod listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/necro. So give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro. That's BetterHelp.com/necro. And thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's podcast.
John and Dominique spent 2 full days at the school, and they interviewed 50 out of the 62 children who were witnesses. They recorded the conversations and had the children draw pictures. What John Mack found pretty quick was that there was a strong consistency with the children's accounts. The UFO was drawn and described as a large silver disc with bright lights and a red strip around it. Also, some of the children said that there were smaller silver balls that came down as well. The UFO never officially landed, but instead it just hovered above the grass, and it made a humming sound that one girl said, quote, sounded like someone playing a flute.
Here's why I believe this story. Nobody ran in by themselves during this whole episode. Everyone came in as a group after it happened. Something was going on. If not, like one kid would have ran in by themselves, right?
Right.
Something was taking place.
That kept the attention of 62 kids.
Of all of them. And even if they were scared, like there would have been one scared kid, right? That would have ran back to the school if there weren't other forces at play here keeping them there. That's why I believe this story.
Yeah.
Oh, some of them said that they felt like they were in a trance, like they were stuck.
Right.
That's a good point.
That's where I'm at right now. My mind might change. That's where I'm at right now.
I think I made it very clear. My mind is not changing.
As far as the beings are concerned, some of the children said that there was one being, while others said that there were 2. John Mack chalked this up to some of the children being so focused on one of them, on one of the beings, that they didn't notice the other one.
Look, you've seen one alien, you've seen them all, am I right?
The descriptions were pretty much unanimous. They were wearing tight black suits. They were thin, had small slits for a mouth, no nose, just small nostrils and large eyes.
And no clits.
You sure about that?
From my research, I had read that there was no clits found.
I didn't realize you did additional research on this.
It's consistent with any living form that has ever touched base on Earth.
Understood.
The kid said that the eyes stood out the most. And this is all interesting, at least to me, that it all lines back up with Barney Hill's account. The tight black suits, thin lips, no nose, just the nostrils, and that the eyes were so pronounced.
I think it was Voldemort. Sounds like it was Voldemort.
Yeah, like if Voldemort had huge eyes.
Sorry, so he who shall not be named. Sorry. I named him. I know he's not supposed to be named. I apologize.
I just think it's funny because of the Office reference with the beach games, right? Isn't Jim name his team Voldemort?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, shh, you can't say that name. So these are not the typical grays.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, they're probably, I mean, what they've described is pretty much, they're small.
And I don't think these kids were privy to Barney Hill's, description. Or
probably Benny Hill too. None of the hills.
None of the hills.
So they said the eyes were what stood out the most. And one of the kids said, quote, the eyes, like rugby balls, it was all black, but the pupils were white. He looked at me and gave me the creeps.
Yeah, understandable.
Regarding communication, the children seemed to be describing telepathic communication, but they didn't describe a voice. They described it like an idea popped into their heads. One girl said, quote, what I thought was they were telling us that the world is going to end because we don't look after the planet properly. I just felt all horrible inside. All the trees will just go down and there will be no more air and people will be dying. He never said anything. It's just the eyes. He was interested.
Again, is this the right audience for this message? I don't know. Or is it kind of a Lady of Fatima thing? Like, is that where the Virgin Mary appeared to the girl in Fatima and kind of she helped get the message out to the world? Is that
start with the
maybe
kids
what they're
before
looking
they're
for?
Broken by the system.
Yeah.
Or is it just whatever? Do they just slip through wherever? You know what I mean?
Or the least threatening people.
Or maybe there is no intended person. They just slip
Whoever
through.
they find.
Yeah.
That's what's wild about this stuff, because who knows?
Right.
Yeah. That's what makes it so crazy.
Because the thing about abductions and stuff, there's no specific, reason why people are abducted. I think the ones that aren't credible, the ones that are really wild, they have that stuff where people have said like, oh, I've been abducted since I was a kid, and this this was the reason. Billy Meyer type shit.
Right. There's no reason to grab Barney and Betty Hill on their way home from New Hampshire, wherever it was.
Yeah, I think it might just be like opportunity.
Well, it's also safe to say these kids weren't on a 5-day coke bender like other people we've discussed in the past.
One of my goals in life that I've kind of given myself for these past few years is to get Angela Hill and you in a room together at the same time.
She's too afraid.
So we can talk this out.
I think she's too afraid. She knows I have 3 world title belts at my house. You want some? Come get some. Quote, The Rock.
I agree, though. I think maybe they pop through where they can. You read enough science fiction, novels, whatever. Like it's not exact science.
Right.
So maybe they're trying to get here and they go on missions and they pop through. Like you said, it's
like, here's 62. Here's 62 humans.
Yeah, right.
Let's go get them.
Yeah. Who knows?
They're our size. Perfect.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, people that are abducted multiple times, that's a lot of what John Mack, the people that John Mack interviewed, it was like a multiple time issue. Like it happened to them every couple months or something. And maybe they, that's what implants or things like that are for. They just kind of...
like a homing beacon so they can come back again. Yeah.
And they just... I think there's I can't remember. Maybe it was Jack Valet compared it to like when we go out and tag a bear or some type of an animal.
That makes sense to me. Or maybe those people that are most receptive to the message or to being visited again.
By that point, though, why has Ian not been abducted once yet? The man is fucking waiting.
It's also another goal I've set for myself in the past couple of years is for Ian to be abducted and anally probed.
So Mike to get his ass whooped by Angela Hill and Ian to get abducted and anally probed.
Yeah.
And you want to play Batman.
Yeah, my goal.
I'm going to start making that a thing. I want Dave Namapod for Batman.
My goal is to go to Japan and eat sushi.
Well, maybe as Batman.
Your goals are different than mine.
Yeah. Well, no, pal. I've never said I have a goal of getting the shit kicked out of me by Angela Hill.
Jacques Vallée, he describes it as imagine a bear in the wild and then a black helicopter comes up or, where someone's flying a helicopter over, tags it and then, flies away. How would that bear describe that to other bears? This big black thing all of a sudden hit me and I passed out. Like it wouldn't be able to describe it. And all the other bears would probably think it's crazy.
Yeah. It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I have an audio clip that I found. I found the audio clip after I finished writing the outline. So some of the quotes I just read are going to be in this audio clip, but it's a 5-minute clip of what's out there from John Mack's interview with the kids. And then there's John Mack giving some notes at the end of it as well.
5 minutes. That's enough for each of us to drink a beer, right?
Yeah.
Two of them if we shotgun.
Better open up a fresh one. Here we go.
Something scared you, is that right?
Yes.
What scared you?
The noise.
What noise?
The noise that we heard in the air.
You heard a noise in the
Yes.
air? What was it like? Like a roar or a buzz or a hum or what kind of a noise?
It was like someone was blowing a flute. It was scary myself.
It was scary because you saw something yourself?
Yes. I saw a little object hovering. It was quite big actually, and then there was little ones all around it. We saw something silver, and then we quickly ran to the logs, and we saw a silver thing, and we saw a man standing next to it.
What did it feel like when he was looking at you?
I felt scared.
It felt scared? What was scary about it?
Well, I felt scared because I've never seen such a person like that before.
Did you see the eyes? What did they look like?
They were going like that.
Where was the pointy part? Was the pointy part in here or was the pointy part out there? Up there. And What was the feeling when you looked at the eyes?
It was scary.
And what scary? Why? What made it scary?
The eyes looked evil.
Evil. And what was evil about them? Say what you mean by evil.
It looked evil because it was just staring at me.
With what? Staring at you as if what? As if to do what?
As if it wanted to come and take us.
As if it wanted to come and take you. That was the feeling you got? That it wanted you to go with it? Did you feel like you wanted to go with it? No. Did you feel, what was the effect on you when you felt it wanted to have you go with it?
I just walked away and I started crying.
So both of them were running. One was running in the trees, and the other one was running across the ship, because there were also trees here.
The eyes were like more pointed as they came in toward the center of the head, is that?
No, more circular. And this was all black in here.
All black. Now you've made pupils. Do they actually have pupils or black?
White.
What?
The pupils were white like that.
And you saw white in the center?
Yes, like that.
Was he near the silver object, or was he far?
That was on top.
On top of the silver object. Okay. And did you look at him?
Yes.
Did he look at you?
Yes, then he gave me the creeps, then I stopped looking
Gave you
at
the
him.
creeps. Actually, in your drawing, you showed him standing up, didn't you?
Yes, I had to draw him standing up because I couldn't draw him sitting. What I thought was maybe the world's going to end. Maybe they're telling us the world's going to end.
Why do you think they might want us to be scared?
Because because we don't look after the planet, the area properly.
And is this an idea that you have had before, that we don't look after the planet properly in the air, or did this idea come to you when you had this experience?
When I had this experience.
And how did that idea come to you from this experience? This is a little hard, but try to be with me here, okay? How did this idea come to you when you had this experience?
I just felt all horrible inside.
You felt horrible. At what point did you feel that? When you saw the craft, or when you got home at night? Or
When I got home.
You had that horrible feeling when you got home?
Yes.
And say more about that horrible feeling, Lisa. What was it like?
It was like in the world, all the trees will just go down and there will be no air and people will be dying.
And those thoughts came to you. Had you had those thoughts before this experience?
No.
No. And how did those thoughts come to you? Did they come to you from the craft, or from
the man?
The man. And did the man say those things to you? How did he get that across to you?
Well, he never said anything. It's just that the face is the eyes.
What was the sense you got from those eyes?
He was interested.
They describe these experiences or these events like a person talks about something that has happened to them. And when you're talking with a psychotic who's telling you something and it's a delusion and you feel that it really didn't happen, I can tell. I mean, I know this is something that a person wants me to believe, or they're frightened, or they're distorting reality in some way. There's nothing like that here. These are people of sound mind, by and large, telling me something that's they know that I might think they're crazy, and so they're a little concerned about telling me, and they're very full of questioning themselves and doubt, and I mean the way, and then they describe something very real and intense, a light or something happened to their body, or it's the whole quality of the way they talk about it is the way a person talks about experience that happened to them.
There's something to be said about the hillbillies, the people we make fun of that claim they see UFOs, that claim they see aliens. These are just kids describing an experience they had.
With no motive to make anything up.
Right. I don't know. Fascinating.
It's believable.
And very believable.
Couldn't a choir take 5-minute break at that first clip when he was talking to her? Get you to another room, maybe? But yeah, completely believable.
Like, you don't think kids are telling the story thinking, oh, I'm going to make a fucking buck off of this. Like, I can't wait to write that book. These are just little kids telling their stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I don't think a 6-year-old, somewhere between 6 and 12 are going to be concerned with the world coming to an end because of, pollution and things like that.
Unless they had just watched a documentary about climate change or something in school. But you can't hold together this group lie like that.
Right.
Somebody would have, told the truth.
But I mean, they hold this better together than the adults that try to pull this shit off.
Yeah, exactly.
And these are fucking little kids.
The other thing that was pointed out,
who love to tattletale on each other, for the record.
Right.
And yet there's none of that.
Right.
The other thing that was pointed out was that none of them said the alien. They just called him a man. They labeled him they labeled the alien, the being, as having a gender, like it was a person, and they stuck to that. I guess that's significant. I guess from like a psychological labeling it a person and not saying the alien.
But I think that goes more to say, like, when you want the attention, you're going to identify it as an alien or as an extraterrestrial or as a UFO.
Yeah. Or if you were lying.
Because those are the key words.
Like, we're going to make up a story about an alien now.
That's when you want the attention. They're not saying that. I don't think these kids are saying this for attention.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this story. Any hoodles.
Like we said earlier, John Mack was the department head of Harvard Medical School regarding child psychiatry. And at the time, I mean, he was considered one of the, if not the top expert in child psychiatry. And he believed the kids completely. At the very, very minimum, he said that all the children at least believed what they were describing. John Mack saw no deception, mass hysteria, or mental illness when interviewing any of the kids. Like you guys both talked about, the kids never gained anything financially or anything like that from the incident. And their stories stayed the same. In the age of the internet, a bunch of them have been tracked down for interviews. Some of them said that they grew from the incident, like they took the aliens' advice, while others were still terrified and said the whole thing just kind of ruined their lives. One of the witnesses, Emily Trim, gave an interview in 2015 where she said, quote, "We heard a high-pitched frequency sound and we saw a flash in a craft. It's really hard to describe time at this point. All I could tell you is that two beings were hopping along the side. They were curious, almost like mimicking us. And all of a sudden, they were in front of us within arm's reach. We were frozen. Telepathic images started going across my face. Communication through the eyes. That's all I could really describe it as. Image after image. One of the other girls standing beside me got more communication about the environment. Mine was more about technology that exists, the positive and negative uses of technology. I'll never forget that day."
It's not even plausible that if this was a hoax that not one person ever came forward to talk about it.
62
that's not possible.
People? 62, is that what it was, kids?
Yeah, kids.
That's just not possible. That's when we talk about things like 9/11 being an inside job and stuff that no one ever came forward is the proof that that's not what happened. If this was a hoax, somebody at some point would have tried to sell their story, something. The fact that no one's ever done that's not possible.
And what gets me even more so is that that's the footnote of the reasoning why you would believe it. You have the department head of Harvard Medical who specializes in child psychiatry.
Yeah, sure.
Who is putting his entire life, his work, his reputation on the line, saying, I believe this story, what they're telling me. That is the expert of all experts has been brought in to talk to these kids and is saying they're not lying about, or at least they believe what they saw. Yeah. And he interviewed almost every one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
almost every one of them.
Unless MK Ultra was there, the CIA was giving them acid, and they legitimately were hallucinating and thought they saw that. Yeah, I don't see another explanation here.
In the same interview, one of the witnesses, who only gave her first name as Sarah, said people still make fun of her in her town, and she went on to say, quote, "The real message is that this stuff can brand you for life. It undermined John Mack's credibility, became this huge unending thing for others, and it certainly fucked me up. I mean, try telling people that you live in a permanent fear of these things returning one day. Try telling them that you can actually sense when they're back in our atmosphere. They'll think you're a kook." So it's two parallel or, two opposite ends of the outcome here. Mm-hmm. Some people have been able to talk about it more and be positive, and others are like, terrified them. And
it's a shame that some people feel this ruin their lives.
Because that's what discredits all the other stories. When you have people that might have legitimate stories that don't share it because of the people that make up this shit, and that you look at as like, oh, they're a fucking moron, because that's the stigma that then goes around with actually having an experience and telling your story.
Yeah, guys like Billy Meyer.
Yeah.
Ed Walters.
Right.
If the government was really hiding knowledge of UFOs, they have to love guys like Billy Meyer, sure. Ed Walters, because they're doing the job for them as far as disinformation is concerned.
Right. Who was, I ask this all the time, Fire in the Sky?
Travis Walton.
We all believe that one, I think, right? That was the last time we all agreed.
I think so.
I think on a UFO alien story.
I mean, I
believe that one.
They passed, the big thing with that was you can't trust lie detector test as far as, a one-off, but they all passed multiple ones from different machines. And so it's like,
which also says something.
Yeah. Like what's
you don't have
the
to
chances?
Trust them, but they all passed it still.
Right. Eventually you would think one would fail.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not saying you should still use that in court, right. But they still all passed it.
Yeah. If you take it 20 times and you pass it 20 times, chances are you're telling the truth.
Again, you believed at least what you believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was a group of 5 or 6 guys. This is 62 kids. And they interviewed 52 of them, whatever you said, 50 some of them. It's unreal.
Later in 1994, John Mack published his book, Abduction: Human Encounters with Aliens, which is hands down the most scientific study of the abduction phenomena. Like if you're looking for the juicy stuff, you need to go read one of Bud Hopkins' books. Bud Hopkins' first one is a good breakdown of the abduction phenomenon.
Man, you're shitting on Bud Hopkins tonight, man.
His second one, Intruders. We're going to do an episode on Intruders one day. That's a full Sunday one.
All right. Can't wait.
John Mack is just straight up scientific, which is good. I think that's, kind of what the UFO world needs sometimes. Then in 1999, he published Passport to the Cosmos, which expanded on his research into abductions. And he included a lot of stuff about the Ariel incident. Needless to say, Harvard was not thrilled with John Mack, and they launched the first ever investigation of a tenured professor by a committee of their peers. Lawyers got involved, and eventually the investigation was ended. Alan Dershowitz, who we remember from OJ and Epstein, got involved, and after the investigation ended, he told the Washington Post, quote, "Should a distinguished Harvard professor of psychiatry be subject to formal investigation and potential discipline for doing research on the possibility that people who claim they were abducted by space aliens may not be crazy after all? This question is dividing the academic community, which is watching carefully as Harvard Medical School completes its year-long investigation into the research of Dr. John Mack, who wrote the controversial bestseller Abduction: Human Encounters with Aliens.
Sounds like a paranormal erotica episode.
Kind of does.
Maybe we should write that. Coming from Cool Down Media Publishing.
It is extremely unusual for great universities to second-guess the research or publications of their tenured faculty. Any formal investigation of a professor's ideas raises serious concerns about the chilling of academic freedom. Will the next professor who is thinking about an unconventional research project be deterred by the prospect of having to hire a lawyer to defend his ideas? It is noteworthy that the issue of space aliens is not a politically, racially, or sexually divisive one. What is on trial in this case are his ideas, his willingness to consider the possibility that the numerous accounts of alien abductions may not all be products of insane delusions. Dr. Mack's idea shop in the marketplace should not be shut down, nor should it be subjected to extraordinary inspections. Critics should open their own idea shops and try to compete. Eventually the truth will come out. That is what a university is all about.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, there's nothing crazy. He's not fucking his students like some other Harvard department heads are, I assume, right?
Well,
This is again, I just go back to the guy he is. Like, this is a reputable human being. More reputable than any of us fucking three drunks will ever be.
Right.
And he is just looking into this story, talking to kids as a world-renowned child psychiatrist and saying, you know what? There might be fucking something here.
That's
And
some
now-
villainizing there with no legitimate reason.
Right. Like, he's just exploring what they're saying and trying to learn.
it was a really weird investigation too, because it was a secret one. He wasn't even told about it. It had been going on for a couple months before he found out, and that's when he lawyered up, and Alan Dershowitz got involved.
Yeah.
And
Dershowitz went on to say, I also don't think it's fair that an esteemed member of the O.J. Simpson legal defense team who got O.J. off of those murder charges be alleged to have fucked underage girls on Epstein's private island. That also is uncalled for. And I paraphrased there. It was something along those lines.
Completely uncalled for.
Allegedly.
Almost the exact
Allegedly.
same thing. Huh.
yeah, I mean, say what you will about Alan Dershowitz. Like, based on that quote, he's a good lawyer, and everything else we've talked about with him.
He may have
Well, I mean,
been,
he probably is a damn good lawyer.
Oh yeah, for sure. He wouldn't be
But-
on Epstein's island if he
Right.
wasn't.
But in all fairness, like
Yep.
in this case, like we said, he's fucking right, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, for sure.
Also credibly accused of having sex with lots of underage girls on
Well-
Epstein Island. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Regardless,
Allegedly.
tonight he has said things that I believe to be credible and true,
I agree with those
worthy
statements, sure.
of kudos.
I do not agree with fucking underage girls on Epstein's island.
We do not condone that.
Which he allegedly was accused of doing.
Didn't he just lose that lawsuit?
Didn't we spend like
Prince Andrew did.
Didn't we
That's right.
spend
That's
like
Prince Andrew.
Settle out of court.
we spent like 19 and a half weeks talking about that shit, didn't we?
Something like that.
It's funny how those things get settled out
Yeah,
of court.
right. There is 0% chance that Prince Andrew was not fucking that girl. Zero.
I mean, there's a
Zero.
fucking picture.
There's a picture. I mean, just stop.
So-
he's like, oh, I had that condition where I did not sweat at that time, so that was not me.
This almost goes back to my apartment wrestling thing with with weird just places. These motherfuckers are so incredibly rich, and he's a prince, and they're in some regular ass apartment. He's not in that regular apartment to just hang out.
Right.
You don't know. He's a regular guy.
Yeah, is he?
I don't know. No, probably not. This is a piece of shit. But I don't want to talk about it anymore.
16-year-olds, that's where you go.
That wherever he
That
was.
guy can
yeah.
fuck any adult woman in the UK that he wants. Yeah, exactly.
Not in the United States. though. We have standards here.
It's ridiculous. It's just, that guy's ridiculous.
Maybe your first mission as Batman, Dave, should be to take care of him. Set him straight.
Think so?
Go fuck up Prince Andrew.
I just want to see fucking Batman with a little beer gut and that salt and pepper beard.
He's
hanging
talking
out the
about my
bottom.
beer gut tonight.
Well, I got beer gut too, Dave. It's no big deal. I'm just saying, you're no Christian Bale with your apple and tuna fish. You have your diet of your sushi, and you like to fucking have your pulled pork.
I like to eat.
You like to eat. You like to drink some alcohols.
I like to drink.
You do alcohols, you do food, and you got your beard. And I just think it'd be the best Batman ever to just go fucking hang Prince Andrew over a fucking
I'll do it.
building. Tell us the truth, or just give me a fucking beer.
I'm Fat Man. They stripped him of his military commission, right? I can get to him now. He's got no protection.
I think the royal family is probably fucking fed up with
They
him.
did. They stripped him of his commission.
You climb those walls, and you're just like, hold on. Batman.
Exactly right. Where's Meghan Markle?
Fucking Canada? Oh, fuck this. I'm out of here.
On Monday, September 27th, 2004, John Mack was in London giving a lecture to the Thomas Edward Lawrence Society. From all his work in abductions, John Mack became very environmentally conscious, and he was walking home from the event. At 11:25 p.m., John was hit by a drunk driver and died shortly after. A lot of his research is locked away in an archive controlled by his family, and hopefully it gets released someday, but we have 2 awesome books on abductions and the possibility of reality being very thin, a bunch of recorded lectures that are cool, and he was on Art Bell, or he was on Coast to Coast a couple times.
All right. Do we think Harvard assassinated him?
There's people that say that.
Do they?
Yeah, but no, he was hit by an asshole that was driving drunk.
Well, that's a sad ending to the story because I really like this guy. This story very much reminded me of the Casablanca entities.
Yeah, but those kids there was like some crazy shit going on there.
Wild shit. Like they were battling and up on the rooftops. And
That one got
crazy shit.
carried away.
There was like a big metal hand that came out of the sky. And shit.
That's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done. It's fucking nuts.
Was that a bonus show or was that a regular show?
It was a bonus show, but it was one we released to the public at one point.
Oh. Or available on any of your
it's out
podcast
there.
feeds.
Yeah, it's out there.
If you Google Casablanca entities, Necronomipod shows the first thing
we
that
are
shows
literally
up.
the first Google search.
That story
which is
so cool.
How did 3 fucking drunk asses stumble backwards into being the first Google search for Casablanca entities?
Apparently, we're the worldwide expert on the Casablanca entities. If there's ever a History Channel show or something, they're going to call us first, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll be there. Sure.
Casablanca entities expert.
And I'm just going to sit behind him with like an Austin 316 shirt and be like, yeah, he's right. It's true. Can confirm.
That's what this reminded me of. I don't know why, but I 100% believe this story. There's absolutely
I do too.
no reason to push back on the authenticity of this. It's super cool.
I don't think
story.
we've had a more credible person vouch for a UFO story, in my opinion, than this.
Yeah, I agree with you. Really cool.
I 100% believe this story.
Me too, obviously.
Obviously.
Can you imagine if you and I both did and he didn't?
You guys are fucking idiots. I made this whole story up. Doesn't even exist. John Mack, not a person.
It just made him up.
I mean, he would have 100% fooled me. I'd be like, oh, fuck. I mean, I just read the notes you sent me. I didn't do extra research. I just read what you gave me.
There's a short part at the end of The Phenomenon, that newer UFO documentary that
I
came
still have
out.
not watched that. Yeah,
They do a short bit on this at the end of it, and they talk to some of the kids out there growing up. But they also talk to I think she's called the headmaster, whoever the head of the school was, and she was really upset and said she regretted just acting like the kids were full of shit and kind of shutting the whole thing down.
like once she realized it was, they weren't lying.
Like she believed them right. She said that she believed them right off the bat, but she didn't want any of like the stigma of what was going on.
You know who was the headmaster at Mike's school? Mike.
I was the head masturbator. female faces.
That what makes two of us, Mike. Thanks for that.
I'm glad we're on the same page. All right, I don't know. This is a good story. I like this one.
Yeah.
I believe it. This is crazy.
I like the parallels with Barney Hill too, with the eyes in his hypnosis stuff.
Yeah,
he that was when he got really scared and stuff. He was talking about their eyes. That's what scared him the most.
They seem pretty scary to me.
At one point, he said like he felt like its eyes were pushing into his brain or into his head.
I would not like that.
Nope, it doesn't sound fun.
Not a fan of that happening to me.
Nope. I don't know. Any other final thoughts? Like I think we all kind of agree, right? Like
I believe this 100%.
Yeah, I think the interdimensional thing is absolutely probably what is taking place. And boy, I would love to see it. Please visit me.
I was kind of like, for a split second there when I was reading, because I read some of Passport to the Cosmos over again for this. Yeah. And then I read a little bit of Bud Hopkins' book, Intruders.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm going to save this because this is a Sunday show. But for a split second, I'm like, maybe I don't want to be like, have a close encounter. Maybe I could just see a UFO, but maybe I don't want that. Really
the encounter could ruin your life.
Yeah.
Because then, like, if people don't believe you, you're an outcast. Like, you're just looked at as like or you know.
In the book Abductions, because John Mack believes all the people that he interviews for his 2 books, he fully believes their stories. A lot of those people are pretty scared. Kind of fucked up their lives.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Don't want to be taken against my will.
From the outside, it sounds cool, like, oh, you can be abducted. But then what would that really be like afterwards?
I don't want to be abducted. I don't want the Barney Hill special. Like I want,
but even
I want this where I see them in the schoolyard
and they just talk to you.
They trance me a little bit and tell me to
Yeah, but aren't you the same guy? You want the black-eyed children to come into your house too.
I think the black-eyed children would be really interesting.
But you don't think about the after effects of what's going to happen from that.
No. You know why? Because I don't really believe in it. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in afterlife. And just the fact that I want to see something that makes me believe in something else.
But you do believe in aliens,
I'm all
right?
for it. But I want to know 100%.
You want to see it.
I want to see it.
You want one thing to be proof that you're like, here it is.
Yes.
I believe this now because it happened.
There's one thing I want to see before I go, and that is aliens. Or interdimensional contact or whatever it is.
But don't let black-eyed kids into your house.
I will invite them in for tea time.
You should not. Maybe I'll have them on the patio, the back patio at least. Don't let them in your house.
I will invite them in immediately. No fear.
You and Ian both, I think.
I don't know if I would invite them in, but I would be interested to talk to them.
Oh yeah.
No.
At least see it.
Yeah. That might be the one thing out of all these fucking shows that we talked about. Like, that's the one thing I would love to see is the black-eyed kids.
At your own fucking house.
Yes, 100%.
Hell no. Hell no.
Fuck off. I absolutely want to see that.
No way. Because if it is true, like, you don't want that shit.
Why? They didn't hurt anyone.
Stop it.
They just fucked around in your house and left.
Nope.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything bad.
No part of that.
The one story where the lady let them in, right? Weren't they hanging out for a while and like lights started flickering and they said like their parents were here or something?
Yeah.
They just like left and
gotta go.
There was no tracks in the snow, nothing. It was just like they were gone.
I want to see that.
I don't want that at all.
Oh, 100%.
I would rather see an alien 100 times over than that.
Just something out of this, we've been talking.
I do agree. Yeah. It'd be cool to see something out of the ordinary.
The stuff we've talked about so far, like Mothman, Injured Cold, the stuff that I believe, Men in Black, whatever. Just once. I don't want the Barney Hill treatment, like you said.
That's terrifying.
Yeah,
I don't want an abduction story. Absolutely not. I just want to be convinced that it's all real.
Yeah.
Because I think when people say they don't believe in aliens, I just think it's such a short-sighted.
But people think that about us with ghost stories, though. Because none of us believe in ghosts, and they think we're short-sighted on that.
Yeah, I get that point of view.
But there's a difference. There's a difference.
I keep my mind open.
I think believing in ghosts means believing in an afterlife, and believing in aliens means you'd think there's other life forms out there, which is 100% plausible.
I'm with you on that.
I mix the two together. I subscribe to the idea that it's all one and the same. This is
and that's fair.
It's
sure.
all
Ghosts and aliens?
Yeah, it's all interdimensional activity. That ghosts are not really dead people. At least that's my belief.
I can get on board with that.
That it's all linked together.
I just want to know. That's all.
Yeah. Like Bigfoot, it's all the same thing.
Piece of shit.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
Come visit me. I'm in Mike's neighborhood, 11 houses down.
Yeah. I might be walking home later today. Someone come visit me. I'll fucking see a ship floating overhead. No one will believe me. And I of course, won't reach for my iPhone because nobody ever does when that happens.
I would literally be jumping out of my skin if Black-Eyed Kids came to my door. I'd be so excited. That would be the wildest fucking shit
I'm going to go fucking pay some kids in town to wear black eye contacts and show up at his door.
I don't even know what I'd do. It would be fucking wild.
Hello, sir. Please let us in. We can't find our family. Please. May we make a phone call? And just see what he does.
The whole thing
There's
about...
like, yeah, come on in. We'll eat some sushi. It's coming. Oh, eat some sushi. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The whole thing about the Men in Black and whatever just being like one thing off and not understanding exactly how this world functions, I think is one of the most interesting things we've ever talked about. Like, I love that stuff.
It's very creepy.
And I would love to see it.
I
Even
believe-
the
and I
Unsolved
believe it. I
Mysteries
believe that
shows
stuff too.
where they, did the recreation or whatever. It's just so creepy.
So you think the black-eyed kids are like the children of Men in Black type
I don't
thing,
know.
or
It just
like-
it seems related somehow.
it might be.
But just that not quite fitting into this dimension and being a little bit off so everything doesn't make sense to you.
Right.
Is so creepy to me. I would just love to see that.
It's the uncanny valley, which is super fucking interesting.
What's that?
I can't remember the scientist or doctor's name, but it's basically a chart, and it's based on like how we react to like artificial intelligence or something. Mm-hmm. And what he found was like there's this huge dip at a certain percentage or a certain point where we get creeped out by like a doll or something like that. And that huge dip where we start to get creeped out, he called it the uncanny valley. It's very interesting. But there's some stuff where I see like a robot, like just slightly off. I'm like, yeah, there's something creepy about that. And
right.
That's the uncanny valley.
Okay. I'll have to look into that more. Bottom line, Black-Eyed Kids, welcome at Casa Dave.
Namapod. Casa Dave Namapods. All right.
I'll take some grays. They can warn me about the way I'm living.
From the inside
And I would
out.
ask they all just leave me alone. Thank you. I respect you, and please respect my privacy. All right, so we got into all the final thoughts, I guess, right?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah. I love this story. Great story.
Good story. I believe it. I think it's rare that all three of us believe a crazy story kind of like this, but there's just too much that makes sense. You got a 52 kid telling the same story. You got a Harvard professor who specializes in child psychiatry that says these kids believe what they saw.
Yeah, look, we've done bullshit stories before. This one is highly credible.
Yeah.
Or the others have not.
Who the fuck are us to argue with a Harvard professor?
Yeah, exactly.
His first book, Abductions, is really good. Like he goes, when I said like he goes around the world, he for real goes around the world and he talks to, different tribes and tribal leaders about like their beliefs and things like that. And, people that, some of those tribes saying that we came from, our ancestors are from the stars and shit. And the book is really interesting. Yeah. So it's worth checking out.
Okay. All right. Also, we mentioned at the top of the show, we gave when we were talking about how we were meeting, we gave a shout out to our friend Jared and Christy at Just Brew Coffee. Just want to give a quick shout out to them. Check out their coffee at youjustbrew.com if you're interested. Fantastic coffee. It's very good, delicious. And without them, there would be no Necronomicon. So
it's probably true.
You probably owe them at least an order or two if you listen to the show. So, check them out at You Just Brew. That's YOU justbrew.com.
They roast it. You just brew it. Why wouldn't you?
If you listen to some earlier episodes, there's all kinds of ads in there for them. Anyways, shout out to Jared and Christy.
Up your standards. What was it? Raise your standards.
Raise your glass. Raise your standard.
Raise your standard. I forget what the ad was. Something like that.
Well, thanks for butchering it, pal. YouJustBrew.com. YOUJustBrew.com.
I have a birthday shout out for Erin. Happy birthday, Erin. Erin is up in Methuen, Mass, town I was born in. So I wanted to give her a happy birthday shout out.
We also got some Patreon shout outs. Thank you very much to new patrons Gigi, Orlando Ortiz, Daniel Jones, Gia Sinkay, Haley Spitz, Marcus, Courtney Stamneys, Tabby Humphreys, Mike Oxlong, Brandon.
Is it?
Of course it is. Of course it is, Dave. Brandon G, Angela Martiginetti, Charlie Dengner, Julie Catron, Aaron Marie, Peachy Forever, T. Blumkin, Jack Me Off, Zach Kohler, Erica Obar. Some of the translation on that one got messed up. Apologies, Erica. Brad and Jessica, Fabian Schechner, 1 millimeters Peter, Kay Bonez, OJ Didn't Do It, Chris Luttrell, Eric DeVore, Alice Markowitz, Dixie Normus, Sarah.
A lot of dick jokes
A lot of
tonight.
big dicks in
Dave, is this fucking you? Are you putting this in here? Hey, Dave.
It's not me.
Jesus Christ. You know what? Hey, if you're paying for our bonus content, you write whatever the fuck you want. Good for you. Sarah, Larry Flint, the Beaver Cleaver.
love that guy. A stand-up citizen.
Whitney Wolf, Julena Cardinal, Ansgeis, Ethan Vesley, Christina Smith, Maggie Moo, Gibran Ramirez, Jacob Bradford, Tom Bodorenko, Luchenko, Sabrina Walborn, Deanna, Beans, Alan Leach, Megan Oates, Sonny Guthrie. Thank you all very much. We are at patreon.com/Necronomipod. And I do think March might be our best Patreon month, show content-wise, we've ever had. We got some good stuff coming up in March.
It's looking pretty fun.
Patreon.com/Necronomipod if you are interested. Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. Ian.
For iTunes, I just have one for hashtag My Opinion Matters. I might have read that last week too, but I don't know. I think
Your opinion still matters this week.
yeah, I think I read that last week, but thank you for the awesome reviews or review.
Dave, what do you got?
I don't really have anything. I just remind you, stickers are out there on the website still. Rapidly running out of inventory though, so get them while they last.
Necronomipod.com. Check out our merch page. That's where the stickers are available. You can get 2 or 3 packs.
2 or 3 packs.
The 2 packs are the new ones.
Yep.
The 3 pack is the full set.
Yep. Stick them all over your town, your township, your village, wherever you reside.
Fuck yeah. Go to your local bar, slap them on a pint glass.
Absolutely.
Next person who gets that pint glass, they're going to listen to Necronomipod.
Find your mayor, slap it on his forehead. Whatever you got to do. Get the word out.
Is it true that we've literally never lost a listener? Once you start, you just don't stop listening.
It's impossible. Voldemort casts a spell on you and you're unable to stop listening.
We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, Amazon.com. Search Necronomipod for all of our clothing merch. Necronomipod.com, like we said, for the stickers, and Patreon.com/Necronomipod for all of the bonus content. We got 3 shows a month at the $5 level. And if you're the $10 level, you get Necro Night at the Movies once a month. Dave, what are we talking about this month? March?
Movie 43.
Can't wait.
0% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's
100% in our hearts.
It's one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen.
That I rewatched it the other day. Have you seen it, Ian?
I have not seen it yet.
It is so goddamn funny. Rotten Tomatoes is out of its mind. that it's getting 0. It is so fucking good.
It's so great.
It's hilarious.
I love it.
So we're going to talk about that in March.
Can't wait.
If you get on Patreon, you can listen to all back episodes. In January, we covered Hereditary and Midsommar. And then in February, we covered Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
That's right.
March is going to be movie 43, and we got some good stuff lined up for the rest of the year.
Very exciting times, fellas.
It's good stuff.
It's a great time to be alive.
Yeah. I had a really good time recording the Friday the 13th, Part 5.
Did you?
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a ridiculous movie.
Because the movie was shit, but it was fun to talk about.
We're going to bounce around a bit. We're going to do some serious. We're going to start off with some horror. We're moving into some comedy this month. I think we've got a pretty good movie planned for next month.
Yeah, we're going to touch all the bases.
It's wide open. We'll touch on we'll do a Serbian film at some point this year, I'm sure.
Of course.
Not the edited version on Amazon either.
Obviously, we'll cover Talladega Nights as well. We'll get there.
Next couple weeks, we're going to get close on the Sunday episodes.
Oh, boy. I think we should do Martyrs. I think we should do Martyrs at some point. My favorite horror movie.
That'd be a good one.
I've actually seen that one already.
It's actually on Shudder this month. Shudder rolling out some good movies this month.
I shudder to think about watching that movie again. All right. So thank you very much.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.